What's up, moneymakers and Nio investors? Welcome back to the channel. The earning is going to be released for Nio on March 5th. So mark down your calendar for March 5th because within a couple of days, we'll get to know what we can see in terms of the Nio financial and what is the guidance. I'll be talking about what we should be watching out for when Nio releases Q4 2023 earning, because Q4 was relatively a good quarter and Q1 started on a low note. So also note down that Nio delivered 8,132 cars in February, which was down 19% from January. Now this is not really painting a pretty good picture for Nio and the upcoming future, especially for Q1 2024, because I can show you real quick what we see in terms of February numbers. So this is the delivery chart, the Nio monthly delivery, and take a look. We are here at 8,100 and change, precisely 8,132 cars that Nio delivered in February. The thing that I want to call out is here was the February 2023. And this is February 2024. So we are naturally down from last year in February. There are a couple of reasons that I'm going to talk about as to why we were down and why you should be optimistic about the Q4 earning and what they can potentially tell us. So I'll be talking about all that juicy, very interesting information. So I want you to stay tuned. More importantly, do hit the like button. I need 200 likes on this video. Subscribe to the to my channel. We are very close to 18,000 subscribers. If you subscribe, I'll be really grateful to you, and I assure you that I'll be building more and more weekly Nio videos. You won't really see a ton of Nio videos from me, because that's not really needed. I cover a ton of very juicy information in terms of other stocks, some of the CDs, other financials, Dogecoin is going to the moon, and many other things that are interesting in the financial world. So I need your support. Do hit the like button if you haven't already, because I'm going to reveal a lot of insights for Nio specifically. One of the things that you want to notice is right here, we had a pretty stable week. We did not really go below $5.40 in last 5 days. So the lowest was $5.40 that we were closed on, $5.43. What I'm trying to tell you is I've told you multiple times that $5.35, $5.38, so that range, $5.35 to $5.45, works a pretty good stable point, or the resistance or the support level for Nio. Now, back in the days, we had a little bit of a struggle going above that 540, but now we are back above, and that becomes as a support. More importantly, we want to stay above 585, and I'll do more analysis, and I'll share you right here within the next couple of minutes why I say what I say, right? 35 RSI, very strong RSI. It is not really overbought or oversold condition. Rather, it's slightly oversold condition that will help us moving the stock into the positive territory next week when the market opens. RSI, if you don't really watch my channel regularly, you should. RSI is relative strength index that suggests based on the buying and selling power or the selling volume, how strong or how weak the stock is. Take a look. Our moving average is 580 and we are at 577. So that also tells us a good story. Yes, moving average is higher. I usually don't like, because if the real-time price point is higher, that means the stock is in the positive territory in green, and it will drag the moving average into the positive direction. Now, when the moving average is slightly on the declining side, as you see this red chart right here, it is slightly declining, but I'm not super worried about it. I'll tell you within the next couple of minutes why I am not. So take a look. Nio was up 0.52% on a Friday. Last 5 days, we are up 1.14%. I agree, we did go to 544, but as I told you, we got really quickly back. 544, 540 becomes a very strong support for Nio, and it doesn't let it go below that price point. Yes, did we go to below that? Yes, in the past, in the recent past. 530 was our lowest price point, but again, 530 was one time that we saw, a couple of times rather, we saw the highest price point is $16.18. Can we go there? Probably not in near future. So I'm not bearish, but I'm saying because of some of the recent sentiment around Nio, right? And last 1 month, again, we are up 7.43%. So if you bought Nio around when we talked about it, 535, congratulations, you're still making 8% just in a week, which is not really a small amount for Nio. Kind of, it's a stable stock, at least at the moment. Let's take a look what you should be watching out for. Again, Nio delivers 8,132 cars in February, which is down 19%. Why we were down, right? In terms of the delivery, because of the holiday. Last month, the Chinese New Year holiday caused a disruption in potential customers' wait and see ahead of 2024 model. Year refreshes may have also been taken the toll. The battery electric vehicle company BEV maker delivered 8,132 vehicles in February, down 33.11, so 1/3 down percent from a year earlier. As I told you, just really. We're very close to 12,000. Take a look right here. We're very close to 12,000 right now. We're very close to 8,200. Give or take 33% decline and down 19% from January in 2024. So we are down. I was expecting maybe like we'll sustain right here or maybe slightly higher because I read a couple of reviews, but that's apparently not the case. Right now, that also tells us a pretty good picture for March, right? If we go about that February, and if we go like really exponential hockey shape recovery, that might add a lot more positive momentum. But also don't forget that March is the quarter ending Q1, and we're looking forward for Q1 data. Now, Q4 data might be good because we really saw improvement in terms of the delivery. Nio worked in 2023. You know what did they work for? Potentially cost effectiveness, cost cutting. They also reduced some of the operational overheads. They also did some of the layoffs. They also tried to make sure that they get the supply chain management tightened up so they can reduce the overall cost for a manufacturing or the production of their vehicles. With all that, what they did, they delivered in February 4,764 SUVs and 3,367 sedan, according to the company, which didn't provide the specific figures for the different models. Let's go back and talk the very interesting stuff, right? The March 5th is the earning day for Nio for Q4 2023. The shares of Chinese EV manufacturer Nio moved up 1.5% on Friday afternoon, as I just told you. Upcoming earning report for March 5th will provide the broader view of the EV sector. Don't leave just yet because I'm going to tell you what you should be watching out for. Here is what to watch out for Q4 2023. Before that, let me just cover this. The car industry is looking for Nio for stock for a winning string for a poor performance, right? So investors are really trying to make sure that Nio ramps up because we have seen decline. Nio is spending more money. Take a look. This is all in RMB, but our earning in Q3, and this is Nio once again. Our revenue in Q3 was up 46% year-over-year change, 19.7 billion, right? This is RMB. But the net income they lost 4.63 billion as well. So this is what I'm looking for, what they come up with in terms of their net income. If the net income is pretty high in negative, so pretty much way too negative, it also rings the bell. It's a red signal that you want to watch out for. But my hope is, compared to the revenue in Q4, the revenue will be higher. And if we see the net income, the losses are shortening, that's a pretty positive sign that I am looking forward for. I'll tell you more what you should look forward for, but let's take a look what this article talks about. In February, again, they provided the report in February, which came down short, and they bring 18,187 units for 2024 year to date. For the tip ranks community, the EV manufacturer delivered 467,781 vehicles as of February 29th. The leap year. Now, we won't see February 29th for next 3 years because the leap year comes every 4th year. Nevertheless, the last month figure clashed unfavorably against the 12,157 vehicles that Nio delivered in February 2023, which puts them at 33%, give or take 1/3 less deliveries than what they did in the last year in February. Not a great sign, but hey, That's life, right? You go up, go down. Right now, we're in the cosine wave going down, and we'll revert back, and we'll turn back, and roll back, and go back up. So that's what I'm looking for. So that's what you want to watch out for in the earning. Precisely what you want to watch out for is, first of all, unaudited report, financial result for Q4 and the full year 2023. So you want to watch out definitely Q4, but where the momentum is shaking up for 2023 in general. So how many vehicles they sold, what is the loss or the money that they lost in negative net cash income, and more importantly, what is the guidelines for 2024, what they're forecasting for, right? And what are the steps they are taking in order to get back up in the game. Now, if you think about Nio, yes, it's not Tesla, but it's not Mullen either. It's a sizable, sustainable company that they have proven themselves over and over again. They are in China, that's number one, and they have a pretty big infrastructure, that's number two. They have the world's largest population available if they want to sell their products. That's number three. Chinese are really good at making sure that the hardware and the computer technology. The Germans have figured out how the gas car works. They don't really get their hands around how the EV vehicle works, which is where a lot of advantage that Nio has. They also have relatively first movers advantage, of course, after Tesla, but they do have it, right? The focus on Nio's result will mostly be on the gross margin, so note down that. Also make sure it's management's guidance for the first quarter deliveries that is expected to be weak. We already know that because our January was weak. February was even weak because of the New Year, Chinese New Year. And according to the research note, the team sent to investors on February 29th. So if you are an investor invested in Nio, you should have received that note. As a background, Nio delivered 50,045 vehicles in the fourth quarter, exceeding the upper end of the guidance. And that's going to give us a lot more positivity into the earning, because this earning is not for Q1. Remember, this earning and these numbers are for Q4 and for 2023. Now, according to the guidance was 47,000 and 49,000 vehicles that they wanted to deliver, and which is up 24.95%, almost give or take 1/4 of a quarter, right? But it was down 9.72% from the third quarter because fourth quarter was slightly sluggish. Nio had previously guided the fourth quarter revenue to be between $2.24 billion or 16.08 billion RMB. I usually do 7.5 give or take from the RMB number, and I get to 2.24 and RMB 16.7 billion, implying the year-end growth of 0.1%. So you want to watch out for that. Will Nio have higher than expected delivery boost in Q4 earnings? Possibly, yes, because that's what they have been working on, right? Now, one thing that you want to watch out for is, and I like this, I'm not going to cover everything. Its bottom line has remained unchanged from the year ago reported numbers. Nio reported revenue indicated that a year-over-year decline of 1.86% that we can expect. More importantly, we want to see what they are expecting or guiding us in terms of the 2024 numbers, revenue, as well as profitability, what the company is talking about in terms of the delivery, supply chain management, and a lot of other things. Nio, you want to watch out once again. We have seen pretty healthy volume, 40 million, 63 million, 58.3 million, 58.60 million. So we are pretty close to where we used to be in terms of the average volume. If you want to watch out for average volume, 64.7 million. So I give or take number of 65 million, and we're pretty close. I'm not concerned about the volume. If you're new to my channel, volume is number of shares transacted during the trading session. Why I look at the volume? Number two, there are two reasons. Number one is you want to watch out for the liquidity, and number two, so that also tells you the interest. And number two, if there is healthy volume, the short sellers can't really dominate, right? Nio is struggling with short sellers, and I'll have that story for another day. I don't want to talk about short selling today, because for the most part, Nio got it covered. If their earning is optimistic, if we see some green numbers, we are seeing that Nio can go above $6, possibly stay there. Let's take a look at the contract that are expiring on March 8th. So this is post-earning. These contracts are going to expire after earning. We have started seeing some potential sparks in terms of the calls contracts, right? So call contracts are going up 11,450 2, that's the volume. Interest 17,000 plus, 8,700, 13,000. So what I've seen is the momentum is building in the calls. Now, if the calls, if you see this blue background, these people are in the money right here, and the puts are in the money if the stock goes down, as you already know. But we are seeing decreasing interest in puts, more interest in calls. We'll see how that looks out for the the contracts that are going to show up after March 8th, right? After 1 week. So we'll take a look at that. Another thing that I already talked about to you is about this chart, and this is looking pretty good to me, at least at the moment. We have seen the U-shape or the V-shape recovery, whatever you want to call out, but our W, take a look, the red bar is showing us a W, which is not bad either. We went up, up, and up. We went down. Everything goes up, that goes down, and momentum built once again. We started going back up. We want to see what we do next week, how the earning comes out. I want you to stay tuned. If you haven't clicked the like button, do hit the like button. I need 200 likes, and I need maybe like 100 more subscribers. So do subscribe. Watch out the full video. Write down in the comment section what do you think where the Nio is heading. And with all that, thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.